Hello everyone, I have a nice new build to show off. It's a rune level 90 build and it is a Fire Emblem build. By the nice turquoise hair, you can probably guess this is Princess Eirika of Renee. Um, and she's one of my favorite characters in the series. It is a primarily dexterity build. However, I have some faith to have weapons analogous to her signature weapon from Fire Emblem Sacred Stones, the Sieglinde, which is effective against monsters in game. So I chose the Inseparable Sword to go along to fit that because it has 20% effectiveness against undead, and any undead killed with it, regardless of whether the Sacred Blade buff is active, is stays dead. Um, Although in-game she's usually one-hand sword, so I wanted to stick true to that, but I wanted to have an extra button, so I am using an offhand curved sword to the straight sword, and this build's been a lot of fun. And also to stick with the theme of effective weaponry, um, I have the dragonscale katana, because it has effectiveness against dragons, just like the Worm Slayer has effectiveness against dragons in game. And this one was just really silly because I'm just invading randomly, and I found this Liurnia Taunter's Tongue crew, and the lightning buff on the water is just really, really good. I just thought this one was really funny, and it was nice that I was able to come in here and help out a fellow invader. And although the Killing Edge isn't necessarily a signature weapon, it's still really good in game for high critical hits. So here I'm, because it's fun, power stancing a Uchi Katana and Wakizashi. And this is just a really fun fight. Here I'm being nice and patient to try and see whether the Phantom and the host get separated, because unlike a lot of my other builds, this one, like, I still have some good crowd control, like with Stormcaller on a greatsword, and the Iron Greatsword is analogous to the Iron Blade, just a bit from in-game, just a big, heavy sword. Um, Although in-game it doesn't give the bonuses like hyper armor and things like greatswords do in this game, but again, still fun. I just wanted to have a lot of variety and use a lot of swords. And like I said, I like this host. He's just swinging the gugs and is just playing the game. Tons of fun. And here, just having the katana as a nice fast weapon is nice. Yeah, I like having the small fast weapons against the ultras, where against fast weapons I like using great swords. However, here I just needed a little bit of extra range and versatility. Don't appreciate this guy is rune arced, but this is a nice one that shows off the main setup that I have of, besides the greatsword on soft swap, which is the Warhawk's Talon and Falchion. Although Falchion is Marth's signature weapon and is dragon effective, the Falchion just looks really cool. I do have a Shamshir, as there's one also present in Fire Emblem 8, and Eirika can use it, but I don't know, I also just like having a little step forward off of the offhand curved sword. And although it's not Eirika's signature, actually in Fire Emblem Engage, Eirika gets the wind sword as one of the engage weapons, so I am absolutely using a bunch of considering Wind Ashes of War a fair game. And Dragons are considered flying enemies, and wind is effective against them, as you can see. I'm talking like half Fire Emblem lore, half Elden Ring build lore, and I don't know, this is just a fun build, swinging great swords. And here, as you can see, this is a very long invasion. This guy was resummoned. I'm pretty sure both phantoms are over leveled. These guys, man, it was a long time, and I'm running out of stuff. They've cleared out a lot of the level, but at least Siluria is here to help out with crowd control. And Troll's Roar has very quickly become one of my favorite Ashes of War, because you can just launch people. It's great. And here in this next part, I'm pretty sure the 1.10 hyper armor buff of specifically the damage reduction saves my life and allows me to launch that guy off the edge, and that gives me another flask. And although light thrusting swords are really good for chase downs, and I'm going to have another video out shortly showing a little bit of those ones. Actually, oh yeah, here I just used the greatsword because this guy forgot to re-equip because he was just going for projectile spam. Yeah, and I was just able to finish him off quite easily. Yeah, 12,000 is way over leveled for rune level 90. I think it's like 3,200 is like around level 120 or rune level 120. And here I am in Mogwin's Palace. I have sent the elevator back up because I want these guys to fight me and the frogs. And here, this is not a smart trade. Don't do that. The only reason I come out on top is because I have an army of frogs. And from my physic, I do have passive health regen, and I have, and specifically because in Fire Emblem you have vulneraries and antitoxins, so just basically as quality of life and consistent with in-game healing item use, especially because the lords have the convoy access in Fire Emblem 8 onwards. I have some very minor healing spells with Bestial Vitality, and as you can see, just like I can just keep swinging. And also it was the Sanguine Noble guy who threw a knife in that guy's back to finish him off. And I think here's another one where I show off the area control ability of the Iron Greatsword. Yeah, and the infusions, it's a mix of Keen and Lightning. So there are some weapons in game that do magic damage, like the Wind Sword and Lightbrand. Although I don't use them here, the Michaelan Knight Sword is very analogous to the Lightbrand in game, and although it's not a unique weapon, just like sword users can use just like everything. And then again, for monster effectiveness, I have Golden Epitaph. There we go. Yeah, here there is just two guys in Grand Cloister. I'm able to use Stormcaller to keep them both a little bit back, and my nice little wind sword analog there, and then I just got pots and knives for quality of life, because the cosplay is fun, but I do enjoy actually having a nice and then here I love the charge heavy attack on the off the Warhawk talon, and I don't know if it made a difference with the offhand grip sword, but again, I just really like having the step forward. And here, just as it is just a nice little final chaotic invasion where while I was invading, the co-invader in this one Um, he, I invaded with him several times, and he was just a really good co-invader to have. Um, but yeah, this build's been super fun. Rune level 90, the fashion is old aristocrat, headband, Zamor armor. I believe it is, I think it's either the Gelmir or Godrick, Knight Greaves, and just the regular gauntlets to match Princess Eirika's outfit. And complain about fitted armor all you want in the Fire Emblem series, but it looks cool, and we're playing a fantasy game where we get to go attack other people's knights and wizards, so we're going with that. Oh yeah, and here myself and the Phantom pull out a carrion retaliation parry shield because the host is using endure, so they are not going to stagger with their ant spur. So basically this is us saying, no, you can't just endure, poke us, and give us Scarlet Rot. Oh yeah, and then the weapon level is plus 17 on normal smithing and plus 7 somber. It's the I think 50 vigor and amount of endurance, 20 strength, 40 dex, and 20 faith. Mostly just so I can one hand the great swords. Hopefully y'all have been enjoying this one, and I've got another build showcase coming out shortly, and I also hope you've been enjoying all the Fire Emblem playthroughs. So GG Co-Invader, and thank you all for watching. Have an absolutely wonderful day.